Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. I don't know how much of that I recorded, so I talked about the cystic fibrosis chick. Let me look at my notes really quick. So again, please like and subscribe. Do a little button thing for the Lobo podcast. Tell a friend about it. There's a Patreon, $3 a month. Help support the podcast, please. I don't know, so I can get on more contact. I want to build out my own studio. I'm working with a studio right now, but I think I should have Lobo Studio. So I'm going to start investing in that. So please, if you can donate, if you go to the Patreon. So again, on this episode, if I've recorded anything, which I'm not sure. Again, it was sponsored by Kyle Rittenhouse. I talk a little homeless people, how to find a hooker the night on my birthday where I might have allegedly stolen from Walgreens. And I don't know if I recorded or not, but the cystic fibrosis. Okay, Lobo down. Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. I am recording today from my basement. I don't have a studio yet, as you know. So I am using my girlfriend's camera. It stops recording at 30 minutes. There's a hack for it. And I don't know how to fix the hack. Okay, so right now we did take a little break from our sponsor. They're revamping their website. So we actually have a new sponsor. We're now sponsored by one person himself, Kyle Rittenhouse, guys. We are sponsored by Kyle Rittenhouse. I didn't start my little clock thing that I would start at James Listed Pop. But anyways, we're now started by Kyle Rittenhouse because I am actually recording from Kenosha, Wisconsin. You guys been to Kenosha? They have cheese. You know what I like about Kenosha? There's a lot of fat white women. I don't know if it's a cheese curds. It's the big asses. I see them everywhere. I don't know if you guys know. You've listened to podcasts. I like cellulite. I like fat white women. I like fat women in general. I like bigger women, more pushing for the cushion. But anyways, we're in Kenosha, but I would record out of Chicago, and there's a thing going on in Chicago called Puerto Rican Pride. That's when Puerto Ricans go up and down Humboldt Park, and they practice shooting at each other, right? Now, usually, I think this year it was peaceful. I didn't see too many shootings. People who listen to podcasts outside of Chicago. Chicago's turned into a shithole. There's a lady there named Lori Lightfoot. She looks like a supervillain, and she's turned the city into... I mean, the city's always kind of been to shit, but I don't know. She just... From what I see, I don't live in the city. You know, I hate the city. I was in the city today to go check out the new studio, and everything about it, I hate it. Oh, I just messed up my... All right, whatever. Everything about the city, I don't like. And I think I realized I just don't like the north side. There's a lot of things called hipsters with their mustaches, and there's some type of weird pants that I saw. Did I break this? What am I doing? Hold on a second. There's some weird pants that I saw. But anyways, there's a lot of homeless people. I don't know if you guys live in an area with a lot of homeless people, but there's a lot of, and I don't know, I do this thing. I'll tell you a few stories. So I was when I was younger, I don't know if I've said this before, I used to give money every time to homeless people. I would always give money to homeless people. Whenever I'd see a homeless person, I give him money. I'm like, use it for drugs. But there was a point where I was doing, comedy for a long time. I was on a way to an open mic, and I gave a homeless man some almonds, those little emerald almond little green bags. There was almonds. I've gained weight now. I'm very fat. I'm a fat father. But before that, before I gained my fat dad weight, I would eat almonds. And I don't like almonds. I prefer peanuts anyways. I don't do that anymore. But I gave him some almonds. And then as I was driving along, I looked back and I saw he threw them at me, right? And I had one of these moments. I call it a hitch moment. And when I say a hitch moment is I feel like a lot of men, and I've had this moment. I'm in a happy relationship now. I have a baby. But there was a point where I was a really nice guy to women, and I had that hitch moment where you have that girl who kind of turns you, and you're like, fuck this, and you turn into a hoe, I don't know, whatever you want to say, and then you turn into this cold-hearted, not a monster, but it's a little bit. You've seen the movie Hitch, Jordan, Will Smith, before he slapped Chris Rock over G.I. Jane. He was in that movie. He had that moment where, there was that girl, and I have other friends, you're with that girl, you love her, right? And she's getting her dick sucked and doing cocaine while you call her 14 times. It happens to the best of us, right? That didn't happen to me. But anyways, I had that hitch moment, I had the homeless hitch moment. So what happened was he threw the almonds at me, and I had a lot of anger, and And maybe I shouldn't have the anger because a lot of homeless people have mental illness, right? So when I drive by and I see the homeless, if you have, I still might give a dollar if I see you're older, you got actual mental illness and there's some physical things going on. It's like, all right, you might get a dollar or two. Like, you're fucked. You fell through the cracks of the system. I don't know what happened in the 80s with Ronald Reagan and some other stuff, but I haven't looked into it. But there's more homeless people now than there was in the 80s, maybe. Because of that, people got out of homes. People that normally would have been housed in crazy houses, I'm sure they have a better name now, are now out in the streets, right? But anyways, this guy threw an holiday at me, and now I don't. I guess for somebody like me, I do the podcast. I work a full time job. I always did comedy and worked a full time job. And on the weekends, in the summer, I also caddy. So I work a summer job. I don't know what it is. I work a summer job on the weekends. Did you see that? Did you fucking see what just happened there? Right? That's nice. That's really nice how that just fell. And I'm gonna keep recording, right? Because I tried this the other day and it just kept going on. You son of a bitch. I'm not going to stop. There we go. We're going to tie this here. How did this happen? I'm not pausing, dude. I'm not fucking pausing. We're going to get this fixed right now. Do I just spin it? Oh my God, this is so annoying. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's small technical difficulties. All right, I won't touch it. We'll be fine. We got this thing here. Lefty, righty tighty. I'm going to do one spin. Okay, we did one spin. We're fine. It fell. Look, what did they say? When Disneyland first opened, there was some hiccups, and Jeff Goldblum allegedly has a big cock. What did he say in Jurassic Park? At least the pirates didn't eat the visitors. But anyways, getting back to the hitch moment, right? So the story was I was door dashing on my day off. I was working on my day off, and there's a guy at a McDonald's, and he asked me for money. He was hanging up. He's a drug addict, right? And we've all done drugs, right? So I do judge because I know plenty of drug addicts that are functioning drug addicts that work and get their money. I don't like beggars. Like, what are you doing? Like, you could work. I'd rather you rob me. You're doing something. It's like working. It's a job. You're just sitting there and begging for money. I don't know. I feel like we're all kind of, but I don't like that, right? I don't like that. I don't like beggars. I don't like lazy people, and lazy people. Oh wow! When you record by yourself, you just go into these angry rants. I think I see what happens with you, Eric. Your Eric Pinnell Bustin' Bald podcast when you're recording by yourself. You just gotta get angry. I need a second mic. Maybe I'll have Jessica come down here, my girlfriend. I need another mic to balance me out. Let me calm down. So, anyways, the homeless guy went up to me, asked for money. I was like, "Look, man, this is my day off, right? And I'm working on my day off, and you're asking me for money. Like, what are you doing wrong? What can you? I told you that one. I went in. I give these speeches, right? Like that one African American lady who I'm at the gas station, who I was kind of giving a speech about why she couldn't Uber. I was like, why don't you have a credit card? Why don't you have money for an Uber? And then she ended up sucking my dick for $20. But that's neither here nor there. She offered, I'm pretty sure, when I dropped her off in Zion. But anyways, this is what I wanted to talk about. How to find a hooker. Of many of you that listen to the podcast know that allegedly, right, I had slept with a lot of hookers in my time. So, and this happened to me more than one time where I had comics ask me, hey, Giovanni, how would I go about having sex with a hooker? Or why? Or I've had friends come into town. Like, Giovanni, my friends from other town, Honduras, shithole, but they were in from Honduras, right? The islands are nice, Yuti La Rotan. But anyways, the mainland, don't get me started. But anyways, they come, or comics be like, Giovanni, I was like this close to getting a prostitute. I was about to message you. And I've had multiple comics ask me about this because I used to have some hooker jokes in my early material. I don't know but the last time I did comedy, if I had any hooker materials. But anyways, I'll give you some tips, right? I'll give you some tips. So Backpage was a website, and the Backpage, when it closed down, was one of the greatest days of my life because Backpage, it made it so easy for me to get prostitutes that it was like, it's there. Like, you know how we have the apps? You can DoorDash. It became like a DoorDash, right? Oh, and I should have brought a notepad, right? Here, I'll write on this. What is this? Lake County Collector, all right? I don't even know what I was going to write, but basically, like, now there's Uber. Oh, I was going to talk about the difference. I'll put distance. Distance. I'm talking about how more attractive somebody looks the closer they live to you. But anyways, now with so anyways, it used to be Backpage, and you guys heard how I heard about Backpage. I was listening to Joe Rogan. There was a documentary about Backpage, how horrible it was, and I was like, "What's that?" And then I went into it, and then I found hookers. And if you guys don't know, when I was younger, allegedly, these Mexicans brought me to a whorehouse, right? And I was caddying. I was like in my early 20s, and I was like, I can't do this. Then I had sex with my first prostitute, and it was horrible. I felt felt really bad. And after that, the second one, I was like, next. Like, keep it coming, right? Keep it coming. Ooh, did I just peek? I don't want you guys to go through that. I want you to have good audio here on the Lobo podcast. I'm working on, if anybody has leads for a studio. Oh, by the way, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell thing. I'm supposed to say this in the beginning. And don't forget to follow our sponsor, Kyle Rittenhouse from Kenosha. He's all over the country. He's touring right now, right? He's touring with his dog and his AR-15, and you get to touch his dog, and you get to bathe him in an American flag with a hat of Kenosha. He wasn't from Kenosha. He's from Illinois. But anyways, don't put ketchup on your hot dogs. So what was I talking about? Oh, the hooker, how to find a hooker, right? So I'll give you a few hints, right? So now Backpage isn't around. So you people that are on the apps, on the Tinder, on the Chispa, for the Latinos, a lot better looking women on the Chispa. There's a whole, on the Chispa, right? I never did Bumble. I never did Bumble because the women, I'm Mexican, I'm a little bit old school. That's another, misogyny, is that the word I am? I don't know. But I'm leading the way. I'm not going to have a woman go up to me first. It's not going to happen. So Bumble lasted about a day or two with me. And I was like, wait, what? I'm too Mexican for this. But anyways, I'm Chicano. But anyways, so now they're on these apps. But before, they were just on these, like, Backpage. It's like a Craigslist. And there's other alternatives to these. I forgot what they are, but you can find them. But anyways, this is the things to look out for. Asians. No Asians. All the Asian pictures, same thing as on the apps, on the dating apps. Those are all fake, right? There's no real Asian women. The ones that look like pretty and Asian, right? There's the ones that like the Filipino looking ones, the ones that look like you might have went to high school with them. Those are real, right? She's a little bit chunky. She could be Mexican. She probably has a kid by a Latino or a black dude. She works at a nurse's office. She's real. But the Asian, like, those are fake, right? Those are police officers. So all the really pretty pictures are the Russian ones. Don't go to those. And you got to look at the language, right? If I've noticed if there's not a lot going on, not big descriptions of everything. I'll get an app for this so I can pull stuff up. You can see it. I got to get a new camera. We're working on it, right? And then there's this new studio I'm looking at. It's actually, you guys know, it's the Lincoln Lodge. I went to talk to that lady today. We'll see, right? Because she'll be producing it, so she'll listen to everything I say. So, I don't know. We'll see how long that lasts. Hopefully, right? But who knows? I say some things that... but anyways, so no Asians. And look at the language. There's going to be a lot of... There's going to be a lot of words. There's going to be language like, what is it? Oh, donations. When you see donations, dollars, things like that. Okay. Next thing, okay, you're going to do it, right? You had a few drinks in you. The girls you message are not responding to you. So I should talk about my background. Let's take a break, right? Let's take a break sponsored by Kyle Rittenhouse, right? He's doing a new porno, right? The Kyle Rittenhouse porn. He's going to go have sex with his AR-15 strapped to his back and escape. And he's going to be hitting women with skateboards, right? And spank them in the back of their ass. They'll try to hit him with a skateboard, and then he'll put a dildo on the end of his AR. But here, this is from Joe Beasley, right? Joe Beasley made this. Why is it so glary? Right here, there's a King of the Hill. He's actually moving to Kenosha and doing tattoos. This one back here, I don't know how to do focuses. Oh, it's over here. All right, this one right here. This is made by Tom Ryan. Tom Ryan, I forgot. Google Tom Ryan, Lobo podcast. He also, let's put this up. He also made this comment here. Not Today, Satan, right? By Tom Ryan. Check this out right here. And then behind me, I found this at a Goodwill, right? It's a Led Zeppelin poster. I'll read it. What does it say? It says, Led Zeppelin over Europe 80. I don't like how it says 80 because to me, Led Zeppelin, a 70s band, they stole. Whatever, it happens. But I do like all these German names. You know what I mean? It's a bit Holocausty, right? I don't know if they had concentration camps at these places, but let's look. We have Dortmund, Cologne, Brussels, Rotterdam. Rotterdam has an Air Force base or military base. I know that from my day job in golf. Bremen Theater, Milwaukee. Vienna, like the hot dog. Nuremberg. They had trials there. The Nuremberg trials, isn't that what the Nazis were like? Man, you guys are fucked up. Why are you experimenting on these poor Jews from Poland or wherever? Frankfurt, that's another dog, right? Mannheim and Mannheim, 7273. There's the Mannheim by O'Hare's in the street. Munich. Wasn't there a terrorist attack? And then Berlin, right? The Berlin Wall that split down. There was Western Germany, which free market, and Eastern Germany, which was socialism, communism, which my friends in the Wicker Park area like to believe in for some reason. Okay, anyways, there's a lady that I saw on Snapchat that had 2 vaginas. I can't pull her up, but I want you to Google her. Maybe I could break something in here, but she had 2 vaginas, and I was just thinking about her. Okay, do we finish on the prostitutes, all right? So make sure, check the language. Once we have a good description, check the pic. And you know what? Honestly, how about this? If you're a Patreon, go to Patreon, $3 a month, and then you want to have sex with a prostitute, let me know. As long as you're paid, on the $3 tier, I will guide you through your first prostitute. Allegedly, there was a 16-year-old who allegedly was taken to a whorehouse to lose his virginity, and allegedly, in my crazy fantasy story I'm making up, I had sex with the same prostitute immediately after he did. Okay, let's tell a quick story about my birthday, right? My birthday's in May. My birthday's May 15th. I'm actually 38 years old this year. My first 21st birthday, I went out in a place called Jesse Oaks. I went to a place called Jesse Oaks, right? It was in Gurnee. I should move this because it fell last time, but I went to a place called Jesse Oaks in Gurnee. I had fun. I invited a girl. I didn't sleep with her at the time yet, or maybe I did. She gave really great head. It was one of my favorite hacks. She actually lived in Kenosha. And if you're hearing this, you have a boyfriend. I think you have a YouTube channel. You gave great head. We didn't get along psychologically. And I didn't let that, as a dude, I didn't let that be known because I wanted to get laid. So then I was really attracted to her the first time I saw her. She was wearing these white, I think I told her this. She was wearing these white short shorts at this place called San Luis. And that red top. The long, I see the legs. It was long. I'm getting horny thinking about it. Wonder where she's at. No, she'd be kidding. Let's look her up. No, and I was like, man. So then I talked to her. I got her number. Nothing really happened. And I remember, what's this story about? Oh, okay, the birthday. We hung out there, and then I don't like when you try to impress me, right? I like a big thing with me is being honest with me and being real. So when I'm talking to somebody, be it a dude, who's one of my pet peeves is when a guy starts dude talking and tells you, yeah, I got laid, I did this, and that. And you could tell they're talking to you just to try to impress you. I hate that. It's one of my pet peeves. And I felt this lady was doing this a little bit, right? She was, I don't know. I feel maybe people are born with a certain inferiority complex, right? Like, I'm Hispanic. Look, I am. I'm Hispanic. I grew up, my dad's a spick. He got deported by Obama. He's smoking crystal now in Mexico. He's not, I don't think he has a phone right now. I messaged my stepbrother. So I was like, I'm going to message my stepbrother and send pictures of the baby. But anyways, and then I own it, all right? My dad's crystal smoking spick. CSP. Crystal smoking spick. CSP. Do you guys, who went to Waukegan High School? Remember the CSP program, right? That was for if you wanted to go into college, but you went to Waukegan, so you needed something to try to help you to get in. You went to CSP. That's my dad. My dad is a CSP. He's a crystal smoking spick. And I know this because the other day my grandma or my stepmom shared a thing on how bad crystal is on Facebook. So it's like, he's at it again. Like, he doesn't have a phone. Did he sell it? Like, you know what happens? Like, I've never smoked crystal, but I feel like I'd love it, right? It's, I don't like Adderall, but I like things that it makes you be productive, right? And do so. I love being productive and getting stuff done. I keep myself busy. What did Louis C.K.? You keep yourself busy to hide the thoughts in your brain. But I listen to my thoughts. But anyways, okay. It's a birthday story. So we're at Jesse Oaks with this girl, right? She gave great head. Eventually, we'll get into, let's all tie it all in, right? This is the same girl where we finally did have sex. I really want to have sex with her now. It was really great head, and she was. I really did like having sex with her. Fucking. I'm gonna use the word fucking, but I didn't. It's like that Seinfeld episode when your brain. Remember that one where if you don't watch Seinfeld, you're worthless, right? You're not worthless, but watch. It's all I watch. I don't like any of these new shows. Everybody's kissing each other, and there's like some agenda. I just like watching. You know what my favorite thing about Seinfeld was, and why I hated Boys Meet World, Boy Meets World, is Seinfeld was always silly, and there was never an important point, right? And then I was watching a thing on YouTube, and one of the things they want to do, they never want the characters to learn anything, right? That was very important. I think to Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld. And I loved, that's one of the things I really enjoyed about it because it was never serious, right? Life is fucking serious, right? Come listen to the Lobo. Remember when COVID hit and we listened to the Lobo podcast? It was the only podcast where I wasn't talking about COVID and all that nonsense. We're having fun, right? I like to have fun. Well, CSP, right? CSP is fun. What is that? Crystal smoking spick. That's fun. That's funny, right? It's a funny thing to say. It's making me laugh thinking about CSP because it was the college studies program. But now that I'm older, it's Crystal smoking spick, aka Angel Diaz Gonzalez, my father. But anyways, love you, Dad. You're still my dad, right? You smoke. We've all made our mistakes, right? As long as you. I don't care if you do drugs, as long as you take care of your family and you get it. You can do whatever you want, but like take care of business. TCB from Seinfeld. But anyways, the story right. Anyway, so I saw her in the red dress, blah blah blah. But after we would have sex, I'd drink and I'd go to her house, and then I'd wake up and I'd want to leave. And the thing about me, it's like I'm a nice guy, and maybe I'm too nice. Where sometimes I'm not blunt. I just won't say anything. But I want to go, right? But you know how like. Another Seinfeld episode. Maybe we should do a Seinfeld podcast. The Jimmy leg with Sarah Silverman. She had a Jimmy leg and it would move. Ow, oops, America. It would move and he would want to leave, but he couldn't because, I feel in relationships, everyone's going to feel some type of way about somebody leaving. But anyways, getting back to my birthday, right? So the girl was there who gave great head, but I couldn't stand being around her. This is the problem I had, right? I would drink a lot. So when I would drink and you're around me, you would talk to me and I'd be amazed. I was like, I really like this person, but it's the booze talking. You know how booze makes things more tolerable? Anything, right? So you're talking to somebody, you got to talk to people sober. And I didn't know that because I drank for 7 or 8, I don't know how many years. So all my dating, all my hooking up, it was all through booze, right? Until now, my girlfriend, I didn't have sober sex in like 6 years, and I was without a problem. I mean, no, even hookers. But anyways, it was foreign to me. So we would talk, so we would have sex, and that's the story. That's the same girl getting back to my birthday. So I invite her over to Jesse Oaks. Then afterwards, I don't know if we slept together yet. So and then of course I got wasted. I forgot how I ended up. Actually, I didn't end up I ended up at my Polish buddy's house. He had a house in Waukegan that he built. He bought and he rebuilt and kind of fixed himself. And at the time, the house had nothing, right? Because it was a rehab and he was building it. He was still living with his parents. So there was like the floors was just the bare wood before you put a floor on it, the planks or whatever. And there's no wall. The walls that were open. It was, think about it. It's like a crack house type of thing. So I was there and I was drinking. I'm still thirsty. I had my little U.S. cellular phone, right? I should have had this here so I could see my levels, right? But I didn't. Anyways, so I had my little U.S. cellular phone, and I believe it was U.S. cellular, right? My little LG or something. It was one of the first phones with the camera. But I start messaging all these girls, and because I'm trying to get somebody. You're that mode when you're drinking. It's like that's when. I think that's what happened with me. Like I would drink, and I feel like, oh shit, this is my chance to do things that I can get away with that I normally wouldn't do. This is it. You know what I mean? This is the Goldilocks zone, the Goldilocks area. If you guys know the Goldilocks, it's a part, I think of, not the universe, solar system, where there could be life. There's Goldilocks, right? And there was a Goldilocks for me was when I had booze. When I had booze, is this going to tell me when it stops recording with this stupid 30-minute limit? But anyways, it would always tell me where there'd be booze. I'm an idiot. Anyways, so I was in that Goldilocks zone, and then I'm messaging girls, and I think in my head, I feel like I'm getting close to something, right? Maybe I'm messaging that girl. I'm not going to use her name, right? But then my phone starts to die, And I'm like, fuck. And at that point, it's like, you know what? I'm by myself. I don't have a car. I think I was dropped off, right? At his house. I must have because I didn't have a car. So I'm trying to get people to come over here. So what I do is I walk to Walgreens. Yeah, I walk to there's a Walgreens down the block from his house. I walk to Walgreens, they're open. I don't have any money. I don't have a debit card. I have nothing. But I need a phone charger because I don't have a charger. So I just needed something to plug in my phone so I can continue to text women to try to get laid, right? So, anyways, I go to Walgreens. I go in there. I start looking for a phone charger to steal, obviously, to shoplift, allegedly. So then I see it, and it's behind the fucking counter, right? It's behind the counter. So I have to get an employee to come pull this out for me because I can't get it. So I have something. So now, the employee, they're there. They see me. They're looking at me. I'm getting the phone. So I get the thing. They bring it to me. Now I go to the front register. And I pull my debit card mood, which I used to use at the bars in Wrigleyville back in the day when I used to go out and drink. I was like, oh, man, I forgot I'm holding the charger. And so I'm by the register, and there's a security guard by the door. So I hold the charger, and I'm like, hey, God, I forgot my debit card. Let me go get my card. Like, okay, no worries, but let's leave that here. I was like, what? Just leave. And as that just leave that second time, I bolt for it, right? I go straight for the door, past the security guard, and I just run. I felt like Forrest Gump. Just remember, run, just run, Forrest, just run, Forrest. But, and I probably had the mental capacity of Forrest Gump, the character at the time. Jenny gave him AIDS. Anyways, the baby. No, she didn't. She had AIDS. But anyways, so I run all the way to my friend's house. I go inside, and I think and then I don't remember. This is my 21st birthday, right? And then I plug my phone in, and I don't remember what happened. All I know is I didn't get laid, and I ended up walking to my apartment. I used to live in a place called the Towers in Waukegan. I think I remember it was bright, it was hot, and I walked all the way to the apartment to go there to to have mole. Okay, I told that one. Did I do Jennifer South Beloit? I just got a massage the other day, skipping school. Cystic fibrosis. There's a few other ones. Shroom, when I went to Shroom on jail. The virginity, the baby rap, pyramid schemes. I'll go Jennifer South Beloit. I think we have time for Jennifer. I'll do this. I don't like to skip. I didn't like to skip school. That's lame. Okay, how about the chick with cystic fibrosis, right? Rest in peace. I hope she's not dead, but I don't know if you guys heard this one, but there was a website called MySpace where I had sex with the Latin queen and my uncle struck the Dodge Ram he let me use, right? But then there was a girl I met on MySpace. She seemed like a sweetheart, but pretty sure she had cystic fibrosis. And I don't think you live past 40 with cystic fibrosis. I believe it's a disease where this mucus develops in your lungs. Am I peeking? Motherfucker. This mucus develops in your lung, and there's no cure for it. And I think the average is you don't kind of top 40. So I met her, and, I feel like somebody has cystic fibrosis. Like, I should sleep with them, right? Like, you're a person, you're living your life. But the problem is, again, when I was at this period in my time was the same time I run the Jet Eagles. I don't think I had a car or a license, and I was occasionally would use my mom's car. It was not a RAV4. It was a Suzuki something. God, it was a Suzuki white minivan. Let me see. The Suzuki. I'll just type in Suzuki, see what comes up. But it was a Suzuki something, right? And it had a number on it. Oh no, it was an Isuzu. Do you guys remember the Isuzu? It was even Suzuki. It was Isuzu. Oh, let's see if this Isuzu comes up. This is where I need my producer. All right, this is too much. Okay, this is Isuzu fucking trucks. It's like the RAV4. Is Isuzu Mini? Let me type in Mini. Oh god, these are just mini trucks. But anyways, if I could remember the Grand something. But anyways, the Isuzu. What the fuck was the story? Let me go back to my notes. The Isuzu, this fucking Isuzu. Oh, cystic fibrosis, right? So, and this is where, again, I was drinking. I invited her over to my buddy's house. They had a property with a back. There's a bonfire. And then you start noticing things, right? And I'm pretty, like, you notice something, but you look away because it's like, I don't know. When I was younger, I was really into getting these notches on my belt, which is sleeping with somebody new. It was important to me because I didn't really get laid in high school. I didn't have afterwards. So I feel like sometimes you feel like you have you got stuff to make up for. You know, my friends were getting laid. I wasn't. It's like I need this notch. I was so obsessed with these notches, and now it's like, you know what? I don't need to. I could sleep with this person. I can't, or I can go to sleep. But anyways, I wanted this notch in my belt. I'm getting close to this 30-minute mark. So I think that's what this dumb camera cuts off. But anyways, so we'll cut her off around there. So she's in, and I start looking down, and you see, and I'm pretty sure, and I kind of looked away, like, I don't know if you guys heard the trans story, and I didn't, you can't say tranny anymore, so trans story, but the cystic fibrosis story. I looked down, and I'm pretty sure it was like a colostomy bag or something. There was something there, so like a tube in her stomach, and it's like, and then she gave me some head, and I kind of slept with her, but I looked away because I didn't want to see it. Like, I feel like it's those things where if you don't look, it's not really happening. But it's not bad. Like, she's a woman, right? She has a tube in her stomach, and I had sex with her. And this is where I'm not gay, but as men, we like to hang out with our friends and talk to our guys, right? The boys. So we had sex, and then I was done with cystic fibrosis. But instead of being honest, right? Because honesty sometimes honesty could be mean, and I didn't want to be mean, so that's a lot of my lying came from. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't know if it makes it any better. I'm pretty honest now, so I avoid things where I don't have to say mean things, for the most part, right? So I just did the thing where I was like, hey, well, I'm gonna head out, blah blah blah. So then I drive down the block, and then turn off the lights and watch her, and then I watch her drive down the block, and then make her have the turn, and then I go back to my friend's house. We drink and we have fun. Okay, I don't know if this is even recording anymore. Record video would be saved to your camera. Did I record any of this? But I'm gonna stop here, and then I'll record a little intro. Okay, welcome to the Lobo. Welcome to the Lobo podcast. I don't know how much of that I recorded. So I talked about the cystic fibrosis chick. Let me look at my notes really quick. So again, please like and subscribe. Do a little button thing for the Lobo podcast. Tell a friend about it. There's a Patreon, $3 a month. Help support the podcast. Please, I don't know, so I can get on more contact. I want to build out my own studio. I'm working with a studio right now, but I think I should have Lobo Studio. So I'm going to start investing in that. So please, if you can donate, if you go to the Patreon. So again, on this episode, if I've recorded anything, which I'm not sure. Again, it was sponsored by Kyle Rittenhouse. I talk a little homeless people, how to find a hooker the night on my birthday, where I might have allegedly stolen from Walgreens. And I don't know if I recorded or not, but the cystic fibrosis. Okay.
Lobo them, Lobo them, Lobo them. 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 It's the Lobo them. Lobo them. Lobo them. Lobo them. It's the Lobo them. Lobo them. Lobo them. It's a Lobo.